method for a fourth grade class. What I like to do a lot of times, I go into different schools and as a substitute, but they sometimes hire me as an interventionist teacher, like I'm working right now as an interventionist teacher. And so I work with kids who are probably struggling in a class, either math or reading. And I love that that kind of environment because I get to put my own little touch on things, and I know it's just the Holy Ghost that really does it because they start to learn in different ways. Because I'm a kind of person that if just reading something, I'm not going to really understand it, but once I imagine it, put my hands on it, maybe do a song or something, I'm able to comprehend that. And so one thing I like to do when I enter into a classroom is, first off, I like to make the environment a little bit different. For one, we step in with the Holy Ghost, so when the Holy Ghost steps in, everything else is going to have to come to subjection. So I like to introduce myself, and I love everyone in the classroom to introduce themselves. So I tell them, hey, my name is Sharon Keys, and I tell them some great things about myself, things that I may love. And I also like to speak positive. And so I introduce this positive thing where I just say, hey, what does this mean to you? And they'll say, peace, son, blah, 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 because, they just like to say whatever they can at the moment. And then, so I say it means positive. And so when life and death are in the power of the tongue. And so in private school, maybe I'm able to say the scriptures or something like that and say Jesus all day. But in the public schools, I cannot do that. But if they ask me, I can. So, woo, woo. And so I tell them, whatever you speak is what you become and what happens. And so speak life into yourself. Speak life into your situation. Because many of the times the children, they're already in a group setting, and so they feel like they cannot do it, they cannot do math, they cannot read. When I know that's not the truth. You can do it. And so I have them introduce themselves, and I ask them what would they like to become, and they speak over themselves, and they say, hey, I maybe want to be a principal, I want to be a teacher or whatever, or sometimes a lot of them have no hope and they don't feel like they can be it. And so I say, no, you will become it. And so they stand up, because I feel like when you stand up and then you hold your head up high, that means you're really doing something. You're starting to believe and affirm that. And so one principle, because I thought we really was supposed to do like a story in the Bible. So the box method is like multiplication. And so one thing that I thought about in the Bible was when Jesus fed the 5,000, all he had was 5 loaves of bread and 2 pieces of fish and one little boy who was obedient. Okay, and so he multiplied that. There was that he fed. So I said it's about 10,000 that God fed in that moment. And so our objective in today is to learn how to multiply 2 digits by 2-digit numbers. And I would like for every student in this whole classroom to do that. And one thing I like to do is sometimes review. So maybe early in the day or yesterday, we learned about factors because a lot of the kids sometimes don't know their factors. They don't know how to skip count or anything like that. So we play different games. And so today I would like to do that. And we can't do it for long because we only have 15 minutes. So one way we do it is, do you guys know how to all count by 2s? And most of them did not know how to count by 2s or do not. And so we write on the board 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. And everyone in the class has a math. So everyone, with everything that I write on this board, automatically when you come to class, you get a math journal out and you get a pencil and you come to class and you come with that positive attitude. And so everything that will be written on the board, you will write that in your math notebook. And then once we learn how to do that, we will all stand up. So I will stand up. And a lot of times we get in a circle, but okay, we're not going to get in a circle, but I will throw you this little ball. And whenever you get the ball, one person will start with one number, and the next person will keep on going. And then we do that until they understand the concept of how to skip count. And we do it by 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6, 7s, 8, 9s, and 10s. And then not only do they do it forward, but we also have to do it backwards. And so once they realize how to count backwards, they're in the money. And then after we do that, we also, this is what we do, we say 2 times 1, and then they'll have to say it. So they get the ball, they say 2 times 1 is 2. Then they get the ball, 2 times 2 is 4. And so they have to repeat this until we get up to 12. And so I'm going to start it with and we throw it to anybody, so you gotta be off, you can't be off, you gotta be off. Count by twos.
2, 4, 6.
I'm not left-handed.
You guys are doing an amazing, good job.
16.
Yes, good job. We're gonna go to 22.
18.
22.
Woo!
All right.
Yes. You're able to count by your twos. Now that you know how to count by twos, we're going to do it backwards. Woo! Can we say backwards? Backwards. Okay, and that's how we're gonna do it. And then we will start with after we do it backwards, we'll do 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay. Then we will break up into different sections. And we will break up into different sections with our math journals. And what we just played was called Factor Pop, and I made that up in my own head. Yes, I did. It's called Factor Pop. And so once we do that, everyone, I told you guys, in this class, all the materials that we will need for this lesson on multiplication is pencil, math journal, a whiteboard, and a marker, okay? And then I'll provide the rest of the things. And then the next thing we would be doing is our math stations. In these math stations, there's different options. One of the things that we will be doing in one of our math stations is multiplication wars. Woo! And in multiplication wars, you are going to be going against someone else, and the person that has the most cards at the end wins. And so 2 people, if I can have one person, 2 people come up here real quick. Mrs., come on. And I don't know how long it's been, so please forgive me. So I was just gonna have them do an example real quick. And so you both get a deck of cards and half, and you both have to flip them. It's like I declare war. And you flip them over at the same time, and who's ever able to get the answer the fastest gets that pair of cards, and whoever gets the most cards wins. And so we'll just try it. Quick.
Oh, 16. Oh, wait.
Like
Oh,
Joker?
so 16 is that what?
No, so
Right, Joker.
no.
Oh, so.
Okay. Yeah, let's go. Okay, ready? 30. Okay. Who said it first?
Oh, it's
Okay, so now you gotta do I, D,
Oh.
I, D, Claire, and then war. Okay, so things, war. Okay, so you got all those. Okay, so it's just a little competition. And then every time they do that, they have to write the multiplication problem in their math journal. So they just got 6 times 10, which was 60. So in the math journal, they will write 6 times 10 equals 60. The next thing that they will do in another baby station will be multiplication of dice. And in this game, they will not drop the dice. No. But if they do, oh well. They will take the dice and whatever the numbers are on these 2 cards, and they will multiply them by each other. So I got 1 and 2. So that will be 1 times 2. And then we'll write that in our math